Hi, I'm Hilma Volk. Let's talk about fats, the good, the bad, the ugly. First, there's saturated fat. Saturated fats come from animals, from meats, from high-fat dairy products, and eggs. And generally, saturated fats raise your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol. And the American Health Association recommends having no more than 5 or 6% of your fat come from saturated fats. Now in animals, it actually does make a difference on what they've been eating, and I'll touch on that later. In fact, I might do a video on different types of fats in animals depending on what they're eating. But as a general rule, lean cuts of meat have less saturated fat. Trans fatty acids, also known as trans fats, are actually man-made. It's a process of adding hydrogen to vegetable oils and making them a solid form at room temperature, such as your margarines and your other types of spreads that resemble butter, but they're not butter. And these are things that also raise your bad cholesterol. They have in the past been used in a lot of food products that you buy, but because of pretty much a ban on trans fats, you don't find them much in your food products anymore. They should be on the label of the products that you buy, whether they have trans fats or not in them. Polyunsaturated fats. Polyunsaturated fats are what are found in vegetable oils. The most healthy vegetable oils are the ones that contain omega-3s. These include from fatty fish and from walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, many nuts and seeds. Now flax seeds, you can have flaxseed oil, or if you have flax seeds, you need to grind them up because your body cannot digest them. They just pass through your poop. And so you want to grind them up before you use them. And you don't want to buy ground flaxseed, especially in large quantities, because it does go rancid. But if you buy the whole flaxseed seeds and then use a grinder, an example might be one of those little bitty coffee grinders. So flaxseed oil, good stuff. Fish used to be really a healthy food. Now, because of all the mercury in the water, including in fresh water, fish, a lot of mercury and some other pollutants could be very toxic to your liver and the rest of your system. So you want to just look on the internet, first of all, as to which fish are the healthiest as far as mercury goes. And also, most of the time you have no control when you're looking in the butcher shop where your fish is coming from. And even freshwater fish can have a lot of mercury in it because it comes from the atmosphere, from coal firing plants, and these can travel a long distance. So if you're a fisherman, you might want to check with your local fisheries department. You know, most states have a fish and wildlife department and a fisheries division of that. See if they have tested the local waters for mercury. And anything you get as far as information goes on fish, try and get the latest information you can, because what's true now may be different 5 years from now. It might be better, might be worse. So just be cautious when it comes to fish, even though way back fish was one of the healthiest things. Now maybe not so good. But the omega-3s are very good for your heart and your brain. Brain loves omega-3 fatty acids. Now fish oil tablets are just about all purified for mercury. I'm sure all of them must be purified for mercury. The other thing about omega-3s is something I did not realize or think was possible is grass-fed animals, grass-fed beef, free-range chickens, actually have omega-3s instead of saturated fats. And as they're fed grain, like in a feedlot or trying to get them fattened up with grain, that turns to saturated fat. Monounsaturated fats. Monosaturated fats are ones that are typically liquid at room temperature and solid when you put them in the refrigerator. That includes olive oil and oleic acid. Oleic acid is also called omega-9, and that's found in such things as olives, avocados, almonds, and canola oil. And canola oil may be a little controversial, but most health professionals say it's healthy. Canola oil is actually from a manufactured plant. It's originally from rapeseed plant, but that had toxic qualities, so a brand new plant, sometimes called the canola plant. Generally speaking, it's heart healthy compared to other oils, most other oils, and also somewhat better for cooking. A controversial part of that is it's almost all comes from GMOs, genetically modified stuff, and a lot of people don't like that. Coconut oil. Depending on who you listen to, it's either good for you or bad for you or somewhere in between. And the people who say it's bad for you will say it's a saturated fat. Well, saturated fats are long-chain triglycerides, whereas coconut oil is a medium-chain triglyceride, and it actually raises your good cholesterol and reduces your bad cholesterol. So it's not the same thing as saturated fat. The good thing about coconut oil too is you can cook with it at high temperatures and it won't lose its properties and it's not going to smoke and all that kind of stuff, so it's highly prized as a good cooking oil. When oil gets hot, very hot, it changes the consistency. Just about any vegetable oil will, including your good oils like olive oil. And one of those changes is the formation of acrylamide, which in animals is shown to be carcinogenic, which means it can cause cancer. Now, not only that, but fried food is very fattening, and it can lead to heart problems, diabetes, obesity. You really want to limit how many French fries you eat, because they can add up to being really not so good for you. I'm Hilma Volk. Check the description below for other things of interest, because I may be adding to those at different times. You never know. So subscribe, like, comment, whatever.